Well, guys, I'm back here for your Monday Night Raw preview and predictions for the Go Home show to Hell in a Cell. Now, you all know I don't usually do these, but as we know, last week we had that huge segment between The Undertaker and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And WWE's really been trying to build up this rivalry between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship inside Hell in a Cell. And the quick points from WWE.com shows it to be quite the show for the Go Home show. Now, will they deliver? That still remains to be seen. But we're going to go over this and get my thoughts on what we're going to see this Monday for the Go Home show. First off, you all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby. Join me on this journey on YouTube and make sure you hit that bell button to get all notifications, because as you know what YouTube does, if you don't hit the bell, then you don't always get notifications of when I get uploads right here on the channel. Now, Monday Night Raw. As great as this might sound on paper, it really makes me feel bad for the rest of the talent, for the rest of the card that we will see on Monday Night Raw come Hell in a Cell. It really does. And when you really stop and think about it, wrestling fans, you all should too. Because I want you to stop and think when I tell you this, really what they're promoting. Raw gets rowdy again. Yeah, that sounds cool. We're going to see Ronda Rousey inside the squared circle on Monday Night Raw in a tag team matchup as she teams with her best buddy, Natalya, to take on Alexa Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury, and of course, none other than Alicia Fox. Just had to act like Noam Dar there for a minute. Anyway, no question on anybody's mind, Alicia Fox and Alexa Bliss will lose this encounter in some form or fashion. I do not see Ronda Rousey and Natalya falling in this contest. They will look dominant in the match. If Alexa Bliss and Alicia Fox gets any upper hand in this, it will be after the contest, and they will be standing tall. But honestly, after what we've seen over the past number of weeks, do we honestly think that we're going to see Alicia Fox and Alexa Bliss in some of his former fashion, standing tall over Ronda Rousey? No. It's going to be Ronda Rousey mowing down everybody in sight. Mick Foley is going to be on Monday Night Raw as well. And he's going to be reliving, talking about his epic, awesome Hell in a Cell matchup, the greatest Hell in a Cell matchup in some people's eyes. Him versus The Undertaker. The Undertaker versus Mankind. Hell in a Cell, 1998, King of the Ring. By far the most brutal, epic, greatest Hell in a Cell matchup in my estimation, and one of my favorite matches I've ever seen. Nothing comes close to it. Now, unfortunately, however, what Mick Foley is really going to do here, wrestling fans, is going to take this beauty that we saw in 1998, if you have seen it. He's going to take that beautiful artwork that him and The Undertaker did, and he's going to try to hype up Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman's match. Let's be honest. Mick Foley did the same thing with Sasha Banks and Charlotte. He did the same thing with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. He does the same thing with all the other Hell in a Cell matches that the WWE tries to push. So, as great as his Hell in a Cell matches are, in reality, he's coming there to help build the Hell in a Cell match at the pay-per-view. No question about that. Triple H is going to respond to the dead man after what he said to Shawn Michaels. As we know, The Undertaker told HBK that he was going to put HBK's buddy down again at the huge Super Show in Australia. Hey, look, let's be honest here. The Undertaker's going to win. The dead man will win come that Super Show on October 6th. There's no doubt in my mind. Now, when we look at the rumor that's going around, Shawn Michaels being the special guest referee, do we really want to see that? Some people might say yes. Some people might be all on the joy juice of that. I'm on the other hand looking at it as them pretty much replicating WrestleMania 28. And WrestleMania 28 was a very special thing. It was the end of an era matchup. Now, some of you might say, well, it really wasn't the end of an era because Triple H and The Undertaker are still wrestling. Very good point. But at the same time, we have not seen those three superstars in that type of capacity as far as matchup since then. So I don't really want to see that because that was a very special moment. Just like The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania 28, and WWE kind of went and killed that the following year. But that's just me. But, you know, business, as they would say. And of course, the other thing that WWE is doing this Monday that they're really been pushing ever since SummerSlam. Some people will say it's the Roman agenda. Some people will say that they're absolutely destroying, burying, hurting. It's a miscarriage of justice that they turn Braun Strowman heel. It depends on how you look at it. Other people might just like it. Can the Shield recover? Is the Shield damaged? Is the Shield brutally handicapped? Whichever way you want to spin it, can the Shield recover and bounce back and hit back, fire back, so to speak, to Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler from last week's beatdown, where the Shield was decimated by those three and 12 other men, the entire heel locker room, even some cruiserweights. I don't even know why in the world they were on Monday Night Raw, But, WWE does whatever they want to. Seth Rollins going through a police van, steel steps flying all over the place, going through the announce table, Dean Ambrose was, all different types of stuff. Do I think that the Shield will get the upper hand Monday? Absolutely not. One reason why. Roman Reigns is going to win inside Hell in a Cell. Period. Point blank. Braun Strowman's not walking out the victor. No matter how many of us wrestling fans want the Roman Empire to fall, Braun Strowman will walk out a loser at Hell in a Cell. I hate seeing it, and I don't want to see, just throwing this in there, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre job to the other two members. That's just me. You all know what to do. I mentioned at the beginning.